Hey everyone, I'm Akash Suryavanshi and I'll be doing the movie 1987 When the Day Comes. Let's go into the history of the movie. This movie was about the democratic uprising that happened in South Korea in 1987. During this time, the country was under authoritarian rule by President Chun Do-hwan. He came into power in 1980 through a military coup that happened after President Park Chung-hee was assassinated in 1979. During Chun's leadership, the country was filled with human rights abuses and the media was heavily controlled. Anyone who opposed the government was brutally punished. The movie shows how people started to fight back against this oppressive government. It captures how regular citizens and students risked their lives to stand up for democracy. We see the tension between the government trying to keep control and the people demanding more freedom. Let's move into the director. The director of this movie is Jang Joon-hwan. Jang Joon-hwan was born on January 18, 1970. His first directing job was in 1994 with the short film called 2001 Imagine. His feature-length debut was in 2003 with the movie Save the Green Planet. He won Best Director at 4th Busan Film Critics Awards and Best Director at 25th Moscow International Film. In 2017, he released 1987 When the Day Comes, which won Best Director and Best Film in 9th KOR Film Awards and 39th Blue Dragon Film Awards. Let's move into the cast. The cast includes Kim Tae-ri as Yeon-hee, Ha Jong-woo as Prosecutor Choi, Yo Hae-jin as Han Byung-yong, Sol Kung Kyung-gu as Kim Jong-nam, Gang Dong-won as Lee Han-yeol, and Kim Young-seok as Commissioner Park Chae-won. Sorry if I pronounced this wrong. Let's go into the summary of the movie. The movie starts off with the student Park Jong-chul being tortured to death during a police investigation about pro-democracy individuals. At the time, there are many other pro-democracy activists around, and this death being shown to the public would have been detrimental for the military. So they decided to try to cover up the student's death by publicly saying he died of a heart attack and wanted to instantly cremate the body so that the autopsy could be done. So that no autopsy could be done. They needed prosecutor Choi Hwan to sign off on the cremation of the body. But despite the intense pressure from dangerous people, he refused to cremate the body until an autopsy was completed. This led to the case becoming very popular with many journalists curious to find the result of the death. As the journalists dug deeper and deeper into the case, they found out what really happened to the student, which led to large outbreaks of public protest. The students from the same college as Park Jong-chul started a protest to end authoritarian rule and switch to democracy. The government responded with significant violence leading to deaths and many severe injuries, but the protesters continued to protest despite the injuries. The movie ends with the government announcing democratic reforms and the promise of presidential elections. Let's move into what I learned from the movie. The first thing I learned is danger of authoritarian rule. The movie shows how the military was abusing their powers by torturing people to death and trying to cover it up over people being pro-democracy. They also showed how they used violence to end protests, which severely injured many people who were not using any violence during the protests. The impact of one person in power against higher-ups. The whole case would have been completely dismissed and never brought to the public's attention if Prosecutor Choi, had just listened to his higher-ups and just closed the case as a heart attack. Impact of the public. Even though Prosecutor Choi showed the case to the public, nothing would have happened if the students involved in the pro-democracy protests had not actively fought for their rights even when they were getting deeply injured. Importance of accountability and power. Prosecutor Choi risked his life to make sure the people in charge were accountable for the death of the students. But this should not be the case. People in power should always have others accounting for their actions so that power is never abused. And finally, role of the media. Journalists played a vital role in uncovering the truth about the Park Jong-chul's death. Their persistence in investigating the case shows the importance of a free press in holding those in power accountable and ensuring that the public is informed about injustices. Okay, that is all for my video. Have a good day, guys.